Good morning, welcome. We're live here from Odyssey Momentum Mission Control in misty Groningen. It is still morning. I'm completely confused.
It's light, so it must be,
somewhere. It's been a long weekend. I'm here with Rutger van Zoudam on the table, and as you can see, a whole bunch of people here representing the challenge from KLM Cargo.
The teams and the challenge lead, Kester.
And also I see the trackmare. Henk has also joined us. Welcome, Henk. So this is the finale. We are doing two things here. We are broadcasting live, but we're also recording this so that the team members and of course Kester from KLM can use this in the future to make it easy to explain what this weekend and in fact the preceding months has been all about. We're going to be revealing who the winner of the challenge is and why, and talking a little bit about what comes next. But first, because this is being broadcast live and you may not have any idea what this is all about, this is a challenge led by KLM Cargo. I'll bring Kester in a moment. And the challenge is about shipping, and it's about how we can bring transparency to the shipping industry across all different parties. If you know anything about supply chain, obviously it's a very, very complex industry with many different players, many different systems that maybe don't talk to each other, and that makes it really easy for undesired things to happen with cargo and products and you name it. I'm going to bring in Kester Meyer. Kester is from KLM. This Odyssey Momentum was his first Momentum, but it's not his first rodeo with Odyssey. Kester, I see you may be somewhat distracted, so you could be having a technical issue. I will keep talking for you. This was obviously not scripted. Rutger, tell us a little bit about this weekend. It was the first time we did Odyssey Momentum. What was Odyssey Momentum?
Odyssey Momentum is the online mass collaboration arena. You can still fly around there. And it was really cool to see all the team platforms there progressing over the weekend, where we could see really clear what the problem is that they're working on, what is the solution they're working on, how do they work together, how is it being appreciated by all the other participants.
And of course, most importantly, the progress they made as they were building stuff in the weekend.
Especially that, and I think that goes for everyone. All right, so in that regard, I also was able to have a look at some of the boards. Of course, we started the journey with these teams a long time ago already.
Months.
And some of the teams and people we know from previous hacks as well. And I'm very eager to learn about the results because I think amazing things have been built also in this track. So looking forward to that.
Although we are about to talk about who has won this track, it's not finished today. In fact, today is what I call Chapter 8. We had 7 chapters over the weekend. Chapter 9 begins tomorrow, and that is what Rutger likes to call the ignite phase. It's not about launching a big rocket ship. It's about taking it one step further, fanning the flames that you have created this weekend and turning those into real pilot projects. I see Kester looks like he's looking at his webcam. Does that mean he can hear me? He can. Kester, if you would be so kind as to unmute yourself. I will remind the world that this is Kester Meyer from KLM. You are our challenge lead for this challenge and track. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Did you sleep well? I did, so I'm ready to go.
Well,
very good.
I'm glad you did. I got some sleep, but I got to say, the Christmas decorations behind you do make me very happy.
Oh yeah. Do you like my tree?
I do. It's fantastic. Don't forget, you're sending this to all your stakeholders and boss, so maybe we should focus a little less on the Christmas decorations.
I think it's great.
And more about the topic at hand. Sorry for the distraction there. Kester, I was just explaining a little bit about the challenge whilst you were dealing with your sound issue or whatever it was you had. It's about providing transparency in the shipping industry, and shipping doesn't just mean boats, of course. It can mean air cargo, it can mean road and train cargo, and moving packages around the planet and hopefully later universe. Why is this important for KLM?
Oh, it's extremely important to have this as we call multimodality, very reliable. And KLM celebrated last year our 100-year anniversary. And I think what we do is we make sure that the goods that are vital to, especially now, to healthcare and protection of health workers, that it's shipped from origin to destination at a really good speed, because our customers, they want speed. That's why they go for air cargo.
Absolutely. And how was your weekend? I mean, obviously, well, I say obviously, the folks watching this live and maybe in a week or an hour or a month from now don't know. KLM has been, and you have been involved in the physical hackathons that we did here in Groningen, but this was the first time anywhere ever for anyone that we were doing this online in Momentum. How was the experience for you?
To me, it was fantastic, and I'm a glass half full person, so I will not talk about the little things. No, it was great, because what I like about it, since the COVID outbreak, we have been working from home, but I've never seen anything of this magnitude with so many people. There were multiple channels, and it was at the first day a bit, finding your way, getting in touch with people, but I really liked it. We had a fantastic track mayor. I have to thank Henk for doing that, getting people together. We had DHL, Nina, you saw her a time ago. She came in for a special session with everybody. It was the best session, and she was very happy with that. And to us, she's a very important stakeholder. Mm-hmm. So a great experience. And of course, I am KLM, so flying around made my day.
Well, let's hope that cool. KLM can fly around like we do in Momentum somewhere in the next 100 years through the universe. Yeah. Because of course we were zooming around like little spacecraft, I guess, because we were. This makes no sense to anyone watching in the future, so we're just going to leave that right there. But what did this? From your perspective, being able to do this event online, mass collaboration with teams from all the world, what has it delivered for you that couldn't necessarily have been done 6 months ago, Kester?
Well, for me, the biggest change was the way the teams work. Typically, you work in kind of competition setup, but this was, So in principle, it is kind of a competition, but to me, everybody was a winner here. That's the difference. We are all talking to one another. We're sharing, we're building. It is a true implementation of an ecosystem around global shipments that we are flying. We're talking about transparency, and what I liked about this experience that we could not have done about 6 months ago, people would be like, no, this is my solution, this is my thing, and that was totally not present in this setup. So for me, it gave an additional dimension. We did miss the physical interaction, like, you can go to somebody and say, hey, how are you? Show me something, where are you? But I think we've all gotten used to working from home or from an office in kind of isolation. So what is brought to me that it's not only looking for a solution, but a new way of collaborating between supply chain parties. And I think I want to extend that experience into our working practice. As you know, we are a very fragmented industry. And I think what we have seen this weekend is a perfect example how you can bring many parties together and create something together.
Fabulous. And if you talk about that sort of sharing an ecosystem and an openness perspective, I think we should move on to announcing who the winner of this track is. But you throw me a bit of a curveball here, Kester, I have to admit, because we say to all of our challenge leads, look for the clear winner in your track, because you have to commit to some sort of pilot program, right? This isn't just about building a prototype or a proof of concept in a weekend. We've done that for a couple of years now. We've now upgraded to how do we take that thing and get it out there in the real world? And so by selecting a winner, Kester, on behalf of KLM Cargo, of course, you're sort of committing to taking it one step further and trying your very best to get it out in the real world through a sort of pilot program. And of course, that has a double meaning in your world. We don't mean, literally pilots sitting in cockpits, but a launch program is perhaps, launch is rockets, that doesn't work. Anyway,
no, it's okay.
Anyway, a pilot program.
Let's not talk about pilots now. No.
No, exactly.
Okay, and over.
Swiftly moving on.
Yeah.
So we recommend, not because it benefits us, but because it benefits you, try to find the clear winner in your track because, you want to try and make that thing reality. And you pretty much said to us, yep, great advice, guys. Thank you so much. I'm throwing that in the bin because I want 2 winners. Tell us why.
Yes. The real curveball is I have 5 winners. Let me be clear about that because we had a very tough jury deliberation. We had some people who were, and I had to add some people from my own team, the compliance team, to look at it. But as you want to know who the clear winners was, let's go back to our challenge. Our challenge was very widespread. It was to give transparency. It was about collaborating in the supply chain between the parties. And it was also about how do you prove a compliant air cargo flow. So that's a big chunk to bite off. And I said before, I don't believe that there's one team there that can bring all. And therefore, we have selected as a winner a combination of 2 teams, and I guess you want me to tell you right now who they are.
No, not yet.
So
no.
Okay,
Kester,
okay, I'll shut up then.
Kester, you know me better than that. We don't let the teams get away. Look at their nervous little happy faces.
Yeah, they are. They are very nervous.
I mean, I saw the looks in the eyes when you said there are 5 winners. No, we put our foot down on that. I totally get your perspective. There are no losers in this, right? Every team member that has come along on this journey, whether it is just for the weekend or over the last many months, you're all winners in some way because you're trying to change the world. You're trying to change the world for the better. Rutger, I remember shortly, I think it was either just before or just after you had your first child, you said, "This is why I'm doing Odyssey. It's not for me, it's for him." Right? It's thinking about the future, and that's what you're all doing. So there are going to be some team representatives here who you might be a bit upset that you didn't win the big prize, but I want to point out last year in one of the tracks, one of the teams who did not win the big prize actually went the furthest, got the biggest pilot program I think we've ever seen in Odyssey. So winning is one thing, but getting it out in the real world is what we all live for. If you didn't win, you still walk away with some money because nobody goes away empty-handed. But Kester, this is where you know me. I like to do it on stage and I build up the tension. That doesn't work well on the live stream. So I brought some sound effects with me. It is the Rutger van Zoudam drum machine. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and Kester, you, because this is your challenge, are going to tell us who has won the challenge for KLM Cargo. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1. The winners are
Cryptomice 8 and Gimli.
Woohoo! There we go. Take a second to breathe.
Excellent job, guys.
There we go, and we're gonna give them just a moment to breathe, and then we'll bring them in. So that's Cryptomice. I see on the call have Thomas Rossi, also no stranger, not your first rodeo, and from Gimli we have Casper. Thomas, if I can come to you first, just because you're looking very composed there.
Yeah,
good morning.
Sure.
Are you unmuted? Can we hear you?
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Thomas. Congratulations.
Yay.
I don't know if it just doesn't move or if it's
The
frozen.
stage. So weird.
So weird. I think we've got a bit of a lag with Thomas.
Eesh. Can I?
All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask the tech team, can you flip me over to Casper and let's give Thomas some breathing room for either tech or Thomas to get a headset on or whatever he is he needs, because we can't run late on this show. I have obviously shows for every track and challenge.
Yeah, we only have
14
hours of content. Yeah.
So on screen right now, I believe, or right in front of me, is Casper Roelofs from Team Gimli, one of the 2 winners of the KLM Cargo Track. We hear you loud and clear. I love the angle of your webcam. It makes your eyes sparkle. How are you this morning?
Yeah, it's my iPad, so it's a new angle.
Perfect.
Wow. Thanks, guys. Wow, I'm flabbergasted. Well, not because I was very surprised, but I'm really honored and really happy about that. And I guess taking the advice to focus on a simple and small step worked out well. Extremely happy and looking very much forward to collaborating with Cryptomice/Eon Pass. And we're gonna do that.
Great.
We're gonna do this.
Great. Hold that thought for a moment. This isn't the Oscars, but I love the I love the acceptance speech because I want to know more from you. I don't want you to just say thank you, get an award, and walk away. I'd love to know, somewhat short, what is it that you built in this? You just mentioned we took the advice of building a small step. What is it you built that you think means so much to KLM Cargo?
Yes. Well, we built with these NFC cards, and they are a physical identifier that can be used with SSI solutions in an enterprise settings, because most SSI solutions, self-sovereign identity solutions, require a personal device. But in an enterprise setting, you can't have everyone walking around with their personal mobile device. So these cards will become employee ID badges, and they can log in and they can sign transactions, they can sign documents with these cards.
And just in case, because we are live to the general public, but also this movie could be played in the future by people. NFC is a sort of radio frequency communication, right? So it's a contactless tag thing. It transmits for short range information. SSI, you said there, is self-sovereign identity. So that is you know who that card is attached to, but they understand where it is being used, and they can see and control that data.
That's the most important part, that they control their own data.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's used as a sort of employee identity card. It's not for them getting in and out of a building per se, but it's more for them authorizing transactions. Is that right?
To start with, yes. Once it's integrated in the ERP systems of the companies and enterprises, you can also make it an entrance authorization card. But for here, we're focusing on signing transactions, and that's what enables a team like the Cryptomice Eon Pass to make use of these benefits of self-sovereign identity. So that's how we are connecting some SSI solution to the team of Thomas.
Awesome. And
nice bridge.
Well, no, not quite actually, because that's the what's, but that's the old MVP thinking. What did you build? I'd like to know how do you intend to take this forward? What's the pilot program?
So the chips they're made by a partner, Tangem, and a Swiss company. And they can be connected with any blockchain. There's a crypto wallet inside, and can be also connected with any SSI platform. So we are going to have to talk with Thomas and with the stakeholders, which platform they would be looking for. And then we will be connecting with the appropriate SSI partners.
Awesome.
To start drafting up the pilot.
Perfect. Fabulous. Thank you so much. Obviously, you've been around for the weekend, so you probably should know this, but there is an award that has been created not actually by us, but by you all over the weekend. You all in this track and challenge. I think that's on screen now, or will be shortly.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like, and it's a digital representation of 2,940 minutes. That was the duration of the Odyssey Momentum event, plus the amount of wows within your track and the amount of ecosystem joins within your track. That has resulted in this, but we couldn't actually finish it because we need to add the data of the winning teams, etc., etc. So that will be done today and uploaded on the blockchain, not as a piece of just nerd, but a singularly unique piece of digital art. And we will share the keys to the winning team so that you can always prove and claim ownership to that. If I may, let's go back to Thomas. Thanks, Casper. And see, I see he's gone from landscape to portrait mode, so he's probably on a different device. How is this working now? You're still on mute.
So yeah, I wanted
Perfect.
to share
Hi, Thomas.
technical difficulties with you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, does it work?
It
Yes,
does.
it does.
We're all good.
I don't want you to have all the technical issues. I want some technical issues too. So
Yeah.
Thank you for taking our pain there. No problem.
Yeah, very
Appreciate
good.
that. So Thomas, not your first rodeo at Odyssey. You've been around before, but tell us in this track for KLM Cargo, what was it that you built this weekend?
Yeah. So this started with an observation I did when I began working on this project. So I created my own contract with DHL and I wanted to try to ship something. So I wanted to try firsthand how it is to be a shipper. And basically I saw that whatever I say, then it's the burden to prove the truth is to DHL. So you have a cargo in Singapore, I can give you a price, it's going to be a bad price, but we can ship it and we can try to lie on everything. So this was one of the initial observations. And on this, we built a system of incremental signatures from the brand owner to the logistics to then the distribution that proves that the shipment has an origin, has a legal origin. And it works well with Gimli because you can imagine these signatures being from company to company, but inside a company, you can go down to the employee level. So you can see that inside DHL, what the truck driver was in charge of doing the operation. And you can see this chain of signature can go down a level of detail to the employee, which, to us looked very interesting and looks we will do it. So, yeah.
Great, and as we were just talking about with Casper, building a proof of concept or a minimum viable product that says we can do this was not enough for Momentum. We asked you to go further and say, and how would you create some sort of pilot program to implement it in the real world? How do you see that pilot program coming together in the next few months?
Yeah, so first of all, we'll need to onboard one brand owner. Could be MSD, but we can find many. With the product line in place, we can then start to deploy this peer-to-peer network, which shares the data of the shipments. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be the first part to set up the infrastructure. And this can start very early. In the slides, I've put January 2021. Just to stay out of 2020, just to be sure.
Wise decision, yes.
Good plan.
But that would be the first step, and then we have to add this real-time signature also from the employees, and for that we need some coordination with Gimli. But that it looks, it looks something we can close quite soon. So yeah.
Really good. And as I understand from you, Thomas, this can work with any type of product or brand owner. But of course, I mean, you need kind of different sealing techniques, I guess, or not. How do you actually prove, right? Mm-hmm. The product.
Yeah. So one of the important points for our hackathon was to explain what is Aeon Pass and Cryptomize limit. So we are expert in the cryptography and the data layer, we are not expert in the physical world. So we have to be agnostic. So Gimli will be the expert in the physical person identification. Then DHL and KLM will for sure, they already have companies which is providing sensor data or location data or whatever. So we have to be agnostic and import those information.
Yeah.
And on top of this layer of data, the one proposal that we made for the Odyssey was a risk analysis tool for KLM, so that when you see this data streaming in real time, you can update the risk score of the shipment. So this is like you build this layer for sharing data, and on top of it, you start to plug in applications. So first application.
I like that. It's kind of you're already upselling your product and saying, hey, no, we're building the nuts and the bolts, but here's one way you can use it. Here's a shipment, and it's 100% certain, 100% certain. Hang on, there's something not quite right with this. So you've got a whole risk team going, oh, maybe we should go look at that in almost real time instead of 6 weeks later when it didn't arrive where it should have arrived. That's awesome.
Yeah, and at the same time, I think it's very interesting to see that, for example, now there's, with such a solution in place, if you fast forward 1 or 2 years when you start using this, the companies that can help producers of products and manufacturers to actually connect their products and shipments to this infrastructure, then that's just mind-blowing, right? That they can help the brand owners and the manufacturers to really prove the authenticity of the product all the way down to the consumer.
Yep, there is no way this could have got switched out halfway down the chain.
Exactly.
Chains of custodies, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I don't have a huge amount of time left, so Thomas, thank you so much. I'm going to flip back to Kester, if I may. Kester Meyer, obviously the challenge lead here from KLM Cargo. If I can get him on screen, because it's weird to hear Kester and see Thomas. Kester,
I'm here.
Fabulous. You already told us that as far as you're concerned, all the teams were valuable to the challenge, but we limited you to absolutely 2 winners. But I think both Thomas and Casper really showed why they need each other. Now that the cat's out of the bag and we've announced the winners, can you tell us a little bit more about how your experience with this sort of multi-team collaboration was?
Yes, and as said before, we are in this very special situation around the world, and we, Nina said, we cannot do this alone. Mm-hmm. And that's why the 5 teams, again, we had a very difficult jury deliberation, and I think if you look at every component that they bring to the table, maybe you're not the number 1 and today, but you are still the winner. And I believe that what I would like to do with the other teams is to see how can we fit you into the ecosystem, because everything you have done is extremely valuable for this situation, and we need to battle this situation together. And of course, as Thomas was already upselling, whatever we build, we can then bring to other realms or other domains. But for now, the focus is for us surviving, bringing these vaccines and medicine around the world with our supply chain partners, and everybody needs to play their role.
Perfect.
Fabulous. And in terms of the pilot program, what do you see happening over the next few months from a KLM Cargo side?
Well, so I think one of the lessons I learned from last year's episode was to build a lot of support also internally inside our company. And again, a big thank you, if they're watching, to my colleagues. I think we have over 20 people from KLM and maybe even 30 watching in, providing feedback, giving data. So what we'll be doing together with Armand and Sanne and Stijn is see how we can build the use case, get people connected, talk to DHL and say, okay, how are we going to take one flow, or how are we going to go to the next step? But we'll be moving, we will be going forward, and develop and put this thing into place. We need it.
We do need it, especially when we're talking about, as you say, vaccines, which is a pretty hot topic right now, of course. There may be people, Kester, who are watching this live who think, I can add to this, I need to be a part of this, I've got something of value, or I want to partner up. And of course, there may be people in the future, because we're recording this live, but somebody might be watching it a week or a month from now. Who do you need? What's your invite or call to action for those folks? How can they find you? What should they do?
Well, the call to action, actually, I've just said, but it's what I need is stakeholders. So if you already are a stakeholder somewhere in the supply chain, or you are providing solutions to that supply chain, you have your contacts, you have your people. We need road feeders, we need, meaning trucking companies, we need other airlines. It's not KLM only, it's not Air France, KLM, Martinair only. We want our competitors to be part of this ecosystem, because it's not about us, it's about our entire industry. So my call for action is, if you have something to contribute in whatever role, whether you're a handling agent and so forth, connect and let's co-create this fantastic solution and build on this, because I truly believe we're building a new tree here, something really new, and we need to get this out, and the more the merrier.
Fabulous, love to hear that. And of course, it sounds like a very gracious thing. Everybody come along and join, but if they don't, it simply doesn't work. It has to be this way.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not just words.
Fabulous. Rutger.
Yeah.
You must have something to say about this track, because
I think
it's one that's been brewing for some time.
I think it's just perfect. Kester couldn't have said it better. I think also what has been produced by the teams, but also the fact that the combination of the winning teams are solutions that perfectly fit together, that show how the system would work with other types of solutions. Even Gimli understand that if there is another type of person identifying solution in there, then even if they would be part of that ecosystem, then that ecosystem would be better for Gimli as well. So I think this is the whole picture we're seeing here together, how collective corporate innovation, where you are open and you say, okay, we have to out-collaborate our way out of this situation into a much better situation. I think that is what we are seeing here in front of our eyes. And I think also the fact that DHL is one of the important stakeholders who contributed, not just in the preparation of this, but also during the weekend. Yeah, I think that is something we are going to see a lot more over the coming years. And I'm very, very proud that KLM Cargo is one of the front runners in this, that they are the innovator. They have always been from the beginning as
100 years already.
So in that regards, I think that a pilot is very much doable, and the plumbing is there. It only needs connecting, and that is what has been proven over the weekend. So this is going to fly for sure.
Wow, somebody get this man some caffeine.
Over here.
Wow, you completely throw me off my script.
Usually you do these things,
I
right?
know. That's why I'm so confused. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this live, we're here at Odyssey Mission Control. This was the finale for the Compliant Air Cargo Flow track from KLM Cargo here in the Netherlands. We were online with Kester and the teams. We announced two winners. That was CryptoMice and Gimli with their solutions, which were deeply interconnected and collaborative. But actually, Kester said the other guys are not losers. We need them in the ecosystem, and has committed to try to find them a space to continue going forwards.
Yes.
Kester, unless you have some last words to say, I'm going to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, I have a very short one for you to say goodbye to everybody. So again, we are in a very extremely special situation as airlines. We are in dire straits, but nevertheless, I want to thank the teams for feeling our pain, feeling the pain of our entire supply chain. We are restructuring, but at the same time, We are working so hard, all our people, day and night, weekends, to get these vaccines around the world in a safe and secure manner. So thanks again for feeling our pain. We will be back again to fly together.
Yes.
Fabulous last words. Thank you all so much. Good luck, Kester, and the rest of you, of course. That was the finale for Compliant Air Cargo Flow, and we're going to call that a wrap.